You are on the rant chair, which is where for $5 I will rant about a topic of your choice. Click the link in the description to request a rant. This one comes from Weinflaschen LP. And he asked me to rant about the fucking grab, that one grab from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's the gorilla type enemy. Mastiff is the official name. Pretty infamous grab, I would argue. I'm going to use it as a thumbnail. And grabs generally in games, I argue the most common association is in fighting games. Obviously, a competitive genre where it's all about conditioning, predicting, mind games, that sort of shit. And I think it's fair to say that most of the time grabs are not designed. I hate sort of speaking of games in that term, in that manner, but for sake of simplicity, let's just say it that way. Are not designed to be reactable. It's more that, okay, if you move within a certain range, if the enemy presses the grab button, you will get knocked down. And the way you defend against it is obviously by throwing out your own grab, and then that's attack. And it's sort of this question of, okay, how long can I allow the enemy to be all up in my face and just keep blocking his attacks until he will grab me, right? If I throw out my own grab too early, he will just hit me with his normals, right? So that's really interesting. And then the fact that you get knocked down, obviously there's a lot of nuance between games and how that exactly is implemented. Obviously, a big controversial one right now is Street Fighter 6, because I don't know the exact meta, but from what I'm told, the way they designed the wake up timing and the wake up invincibility, or the lack thereof, I'm not exactly sure. That makes it really easy to do throw loops in the corner. And there's sort of cascading reasons for why they designed it that way, for in relation to other mechanics in the game. It's kind of crazy how complicated these kinds of things can get. And that's why it's hard to make sort of blanket statements about, okay, this is what grabs do to your game, right? In single player games, it is fair to say, okay, you can't have that dynamic, right? Because you're not predicting intelligent enemies. They just have pre-programmed behaviors that they will perform in certain situations. Really good example to understand it, I think, is in Bayonetta. There's this enemy called Fearless. Also has a variation called Fairness, I think. It's this dog-like enemy, and he will, if you're in the air, he will jump up and grab you very quickly. And it's very hard to react to, and I'd say when you jump into the air, you have about 3 seconds before he will do it, right? Maybe even less. Now, and that is a little bit dynamic, right? But it's a pretty safe rule. And I find that a really cool implementation, actually, because it means you can jump, but while you're in the air, okay, as long as I'm up here, I'm at risk of getting decked, right? I'm at risk of getting grabbed. And I have about 3 seconds before I need to start dodging, right? And then that directly ties into how permissive Bayonetta is with dodges. This type of design wouldn't be possible if it wasn't like that. If it weren't like that, the fact that, okay, I have this information that the enemy works in this way, so I can utilize that in my approach, right? I can still jump if I need to, right? Or if I want to do a specific thing, I just need to be then ready for what's gonna happen, right? And I think that's the difference between, okay, reactable versus if you're primed for it, right? It's not really reactable on sight. But if you're primed for it, it sort of becomes reactable, right? I think that is really sound, solid design that establishes rules for the game. Okay, being in the air is really dangerous when this enemy is around. I need to focus on the ground game, and then that has its implications. Blah, blah. I think that is a really cool example of how to do that in a single player game. Now, in friggin' Metal Gear Rising, the the Mastiff grab is just like any other attack basically, except really shitty and bad. He will turn yellow and telegraph it with this big wind up where he pulls his arms back. And that already, it's not really like any like a conventional grab, because again, like I said, in most situations the grab is like supposed to establish a spacing game. It's supposed to make certain, well, again, I hate saying supposed to make, right, but like in effect, it makes certain positions dangerous, to occupy for a length of time, right? Because it's very hard to react to, and you feel the negative consequence instantly, right? This is not like that. It's slowly telegraphed, clearly telegraphed like any other attack. But then the way it works is so fucking weird, because like he pulls his arms back, and then the idea is that he will run at you, and then if you come into contact, that's when the grab happens. However, if you're right up in his face and he pulls his arms back, he will just snap into the grab suddenly, right? Now, if you think about it, you could consider that sort of like a grab situation where, okay, it's telegraphing that this position is going to be dangerous, and then I won't be able to react anymore as soon as the grab fucking trigger becomes active. Like, let's say I'm here, the Mastiff is here, he pulls his arms back, and while he's in that process, that's my time to move away, right? It's basically telegraphing, okay, this is going to be a bad position to be in a second. Which, I mean, even that is like giving it too much charitability, too much charity, I don't fucking know. Because like, here in this position, there's literally nothing I can do. I'll just get hit, right? The thing about it that's so unnatural is that it's supposed to be he pulls the arms back and then go into the run, right? And the run feels like an essential part of the grab. It feels like physically, like logically, if I'm thinking about it with real world logic, that's how it's supposed to happen, right? He runs at me and then throws himself onto me, and that's how he wraps his arms around me. Whereas like there's no real logical like motion from pull arm back, you're grabbed. It feels very choppy, very sudden, very unnatural. And the other thing about that, again, as I explained with the other scenarios, it's like, okay, it's usually, okay, this position is dangerous because this thing is hard to react to, not because it literally instantly kills you, right? Or instantly instantiates this bad situation, right? I can still attack. I can still tech. I can still dodge a Bayonetta, right? If I'm primed for it. That's the idea behind it. Whereas here, it's again, like I said, it's sort of just like any other attack. It's just really unintuitive and annoying. And another layer to this is once he starts running, he also tracks you, right? Horizontally. And it's this thing you can't deal with other than, okay, I'm just going to dodge, or I'm going to move out of the way, or I'm going to jump or something. And with this sort of aggressive tracking, and it's not a hitbox interaction. It's like, okay, you're in this zone, you get grabbed. In 3D, that's so fucking unintuitive. So even though, I mean, I feel like, okay, if I see him pull his arms back, and I recognize once how that fucking works, I shouldn't get hit by it again, right? I should just know, okay, I'm just gonna jump, I'm gonna move out of the way. But I don't know if this is true like somehow the timing of when you are grabbed doesn't feel consistent. It feels like how long I can stand in his range is somehow dynamic or arbitrary, or I don't know. Um it again, the way it's just staged is so unnatural and weird that I never get used to it, and I just constantly get hit by it even though I really shouldn't. Yeah, fuck this game. Oh, I forgot to press the button.